Hayao Miyazaki has created a world full of beauty and creativity through his storytelling, which is accompanied by rich and delicate animations that explore various themes relative to his life experiences. Miyazaki originally wanted to be a manga artist. He was heavily influenced by several artists: Tetsuji Fukushima, Soji Yamakawa, and Osamu Tezuka. Unfortunately, he destroyed many of his early sketches because he thought it didn't embody his own art style very well. Turns out, Miyazaki could only draw objects he was familiar with, and couldn't draw people. In high school, Miyazaki became very interested in animation. After watching the film Panda and the Magic Serpent, which was Japan's first color feature-length anime, it heightened his interest in animation. In college, he studied political science and economics and ended up graduating from Gakushin University in 1963. Promptly after graduating, he took an entry-level position as an animator at the studio Todoga Animations, where he met Isao Takahata. Over time, he worked his way up in the company and learned a lot from his mentor, Yasuo Otsuka, a Japanese animator. Miyazaki worked on a TV series called Wolf Boy Ken, a movie called The Great Adventure of Horace, Prince of the Sun, and Puss in Boots. Not that Puss in Boots, this Puss in Boots. In 1971, he left the animation company and pursued work at various other animation companies, such as Nippon Animation and Tokyo Movie Insha. Finally, on June 15, 1985, Hayao Miyazaki, Isao Takahata, and Toshio Suzuki founded the animation company we all know and love, Studio Ghibli. The creator of Studio Ghibli wanted to use their art to explore the human experience, while telling poetic and heartfelt stories. They didn't care if they didn't receive any success internationally. Miyazaki starts the movie process by writing a script and creating a storyboard. The second step is the layout, which is created by Katsuo Kondo. The layout details the characters' placement, how they move, the angle, as well as the background of the scene. Kondo is also in charge of the timesheet. The timesheet is divided into 6 boxes. Each box represents 1 second. The boxes are divided into how many drawings are needed in that second to make a smooth transition. Yorberto Yoshida is the background artist. He uses paint or poster color for the background, as well as crayon to give it a handmade texture. Michio Yasuda cuts and colors the characters in the movie on a computer. She balances the colors with the background, making it work in harmony. Suji Inoue is the director of sound. He is in charge of voices, sound effects, environmental sounds, and music. He prefers to record his own sound effects rather than using stock sounds. Lastly is Joe Hisaishi, who is a music composer. The music is played by New Japan Philharmonic, which is composed of 90 musicians. While Hisaishi orchestrates, he watches a monitor that shows the movie and gives a sign to change tune to what is happening on screen. Many of the movies Miyazaki created were influenced by how he grew up, and many of these themes overlap with each other. Miyazaki's father worked as a director of a company that created rudders for fighter planes. As a result, Miyazaki was obsessed with flying and exploring. This is directly shown in the films such as Kiki's Delivery Service and Porco Rosso. In 1977, him and his family moved out of Tokyo to Utsunomiya due to the fear that Americans would attack Tokyo. They ended up evacuating again when their city was bombed a year later. These events in his life caused Miyazaki to develop pacifist views, which correlates to a theme in his movies, pacifism and anti-war. Some of the movies that include both flying and pacifism are Castle in the Sky, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, Nautica of the Valley of the Wind, and The Wind Rises. Around the time Miyazaki turned 6, his mother was diagnosed with spinal tuberculosis and suffered with this disease for 8 years. Even though this caused him distress as a child, he admired his mother for being strong and managing to fight off the illness. She also had a strong influence over him, so much so that he created My Neighborhood Totoro, inspired by his mother's illness. His powerful view of his mother had also inspired him to portray strong female leads in his films. This can include Nausicaa from Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, San from Princess Mononoke, as well as Sophie in Howl's Moving Castle, Chihiro in Spirited Away, Kiki in Kiki's Delivery Service, and Arrietty in The Secret World of Arrietty. His films touch on many other themes such as environmentalism, optimism, love, and family, which can be shown in the movies mentioned before. Castle in the Sky was Studio Ghibli's first film, released in 1986. The film follows Patsu and Shita on their way to Lapida by using a magic crystal to guide their way. Patsu wants to see Lapida, similar to his father, who has seen and photographed a glimpse of the castle. Shita doesn't truly want to go to Lapida due to the fear of the powers behind the crystal. Unfortunately for her, she continues to get kidnapped by a destructive government in Musca, as well as pirates who are both after the crystal that leads to Lapida and the treasures it possesses. Lapida is named after a flying island in the book titled Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. The place consists of advanced technology and nature intertwined as one, working in harmony, which was once abandoned by the people who inhabited the place, leaving the robots behind to care for it. The main focal point of Lapida is a large tree surrounded by buildings overgrown with foliage and various plants and animals, leaning into the connection between technology and nature, as well as making it more noticeable it hasn't been lived in by humans for many years. Patsu and Shita end up working with the pirates after finding out the true intentions of Musca, who is a government agent. He separates himself from the government to pursue his own wants, which is to rule Lapida and to become its king, whereas the government wants to take the treasures and destroy it. Musca fully betrays the government, destroying the ships and killing the soldiers. He reveals that he intends to destroy humanity by using Lapida. Patsu and Shita recite the spell of destruction that causes Musca to go blind and fall from the sky. Instead of Lapida crumbling, it discards the weapons and the platform, keeping the rest of the city intact. Patsu and Shita are intertwined in the tree's roots, allowing them to leave safely. As mentioned earlier, this movie includes themes of pacifism and flying, along with strong ties to environmentalism. Pacifism is reflected on Shita and how she tries her best to sway Musca away from using the crystal for evil. The flying is pretty obvious, as the movie includes various planes and blimp-style modes of transportation used by different characters. In Patsu's home, there is a plane he intends to build, as well as blueprints and models of planes. Castle in the Sky suggests that technology and nature can coexist together, shown by the intricate details of Lapida, the tree's roots intertwining with man-made technology. However, humans struggle to see how it can be possible, tending to destroy what is scary or unknown, which is what the government decided to do. As a society, we aren't ready to coexist with the powers of technology and nature, shown by Lapida as it floats higher in the sky, out of human reach. Miyazaki creates worlds of escape, impacted by the way he grew up, by being able to discuss themes of pacifism, anti-war, environmentalism, family, love, and optimism in a beautiful, striking way, enjoyed by all ages. Even though Miyazaki claims each time that it's his last film and he will retire, we all know that isn't true, and we will all wait patiently for his next masterpiece.